All right, plan for tonight, or more so this evening. I was aiming to lift closer to 3, pushed it back a bit further. I had a big ass meal of not like the scrappy instant ramen. I'm not talking about like the Maruchan, like 25 cent thing. It's I forget what it's called, but it's like if price has anything to correlate with at least the subjective quality. I've got like this one kind of pack. I had to order it on Amazon. Like Kroger or Meijer didn't even have it. They're like more like $3 a pack. Now I wouldn't say that it's 10 times the enjoyment, but maybe three times better, conservatively. That next to a full pound of ground beef, so it took a little bit for all of that to settle in and actually work its way around. The last thing I want to do is walk into the gym with a freshly full stomach, not to mention the fact that it's going to interfere with my absorption of the pre-workout. But I'd probably just feel like I was going to throw up. I've never really got that kind of feeling. I feel like I would if I maybe tried to do like a crazy difficulty level on the bike after eating a huge meal like that. But regular lifts ends up being alright. But yeah, playing for chess, I am gonna chill on dumbbell bench today. Reason being, my freaking legs are thrashed. I didn't even go that crazy yesterday. I mean, I only did one set of 4-plate squats and a few sets of leg extensions supersetted into leg press. So the leg extension was kind of the pre-exhaust. But yeah, even right now, bending down to pick up the 150s, that might be a little much. So I'm thinking probably a bit more Smith, cable, and machine press. That'll probably be what this lift kind of orients itself around. And then I actually ordered a couple fancier posing lights, so it should look a little more normal, not like I'm just standing in a freaking abyss out of freaking nowhere post lift. But yeah, we'll have to see. So this will be my first time feeling this Smith machine, because some Smiths they give you a bit more assistance than others, right? I've been to a couple gyms where they had like a specific kind of Cybex or something, and I could tell that the bar itself, it's almost like it wasn't weightless, like it actually had negative weight, like it was actually wanting to be pulled upward. So it's like I had 3 plates and a 25 on the last one. I remember like that. Felt like it might have been just only barely over 3. And that might not seem like a lot, but it's noticeable enough. One more reason why Smith machine kind of PRs, it shouldn't really get you going too much, simply because every Smith is going to be different. But this one's nice and vertical. It's always weird when some of these Smith machines are kind of at a bit of an angle one way or the other, because then you have to put the bench on it facing a specific way and then make sure that it's like unracked, and it's just like a whole thing, right? Straight up and down, that's the way to do it as far as I'm concerned. But I think no more chatting. Let's just get in there, get this chest day started. I doubt it will take too long. Honestly, I mean, if I'm really getting after it, this lift might only be like 30 minutes, not including, the warm up with the shoulder, rotator cuffs, and everything else. But let's get started. All right, 3 plates should be just about right. Heavy enough that it's heavy, but not so heavy that I think, I'm gonna get to rep number 5 and have that be failure. That'd be a little low, I think the 8 to 12 repetition mantra holds up pretty strongly, so as long as you're doing a set where real failure is somewhere around that 10-ish range, you can even go up to 15. I mean, last chest day, my first opening set of dumbbell incline was 16 reps. 15 and a half, right? I don't suddenly think I did 15 and said, oh, too many reps. That set didn't actually do anything. No, man. It's a pretty wide range. So it's not even really a numbers game, Like, this is not as much weight as I can do for 10. This is kind of just as much weight as I'm comfortable repping, if you sort of get what I'm saying. So it's like, I want to get to that 6,000 RPM on my, RP, what's that one? I can't remember. Well, either way, this is as heavy as I'm comfortable going for around a 12-ish rep set. And of course, I want to make it a 100 rep set. That's what I'm going into, that's the mindset I'm going into it with. So now let me just pick a good song to pair, and it should be nuts. Oh, one more, I think. Oh my goodness. Whew. Yeah, that's freaking heavy. I gotta crawl out of here. All right, I'm not done. Do a little rest pause set for this one. Oh my God. Oh. All right. Oh my goodness. Those were good 2 openers. Let's move on. So 2 heavy incline pressing sets done. Heavy. Do I do a fly or just a different press? I'd be okay with either. How about I unrack this shit and then decide? Yeah, pec deck will be good. So today will be pressing flies, and maybe that last set of flies will be some back and forth superset style something or other. But yeah, hard to beat a flat ass pec deck, especially one where it actually biases your chest and not your front delts, which is my biggest problem with flies and pressing in general. I'm prone to some of this, and in a press, that's a lot of kind of front delt sort of pulling. So that's what I'm fighting against. Like every time I sit down, rather than having my shoulder blades open, like I'm trying to pull them back. It just kind of gives me a more chest bias position. Oh my God. Oh, one more. Let's jump to the chest machine behind me. Get some flat pressing in now. Not need for much here. 2 plates ought to do the trick. So nothing fancy with the first one. Squeeze at the top. Slow, full kind of stretch. And just repeat. And once I can't squeeze it at the top, I'll do some partials. But honestly, with a machine like this, there's not much partial ability. You know, it's almost like it's heaviest at the bottom, and it gets a little bit lighter as you converge at the top. So it's like a squat. Nobody's doing partial squats, right? You fail and that's the end of it. But I can get a little bit of emphasis. Like, I don't want to end the set purely because I can't get another perfect rep. I think if that's your bar, I mean, I think you might just be going a little easy on what you could potentially do with just a little bit of, you know, more plastic form. You don't have to be completely rigid, right? Flow like water, strike like, well, we get it. All right. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, one more. Oh. Might go neutral grip for this next one. Change it up a little. Yeah. 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 Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Let's move on to some cables. This chest day is this close. Just needs a little more sprinkles and cherries on the top. This is going to be kind of a combination. So first portion, I'm going to take a few steps forward, do some cable presses, back off, drop the weight by about half, and finish with some squeezing flies. And with that fly set, the point isn't total chest destruction. It's more so just getting as much blood into my chest as possible. That flat press plus the Smith, you know, all the damage has kind of already been done. This is kind of just getting as much sort of, I've never really gotten behind saying like as much blood and nutrients into the muscle as possible. A lot of older guys will, not older guys, but like old school bodybuilder guys, they'll kind of say that. I mean, I'm not saying that wrong, but in my mind, I just kind of visualize myself trying to get as much blood into my targeted muscle as possible at the end. Like, of course, I'm concerned with how pumped I'm getting throughout the lift, but that last set as like the finisher, there's nothing left. For the most part, I'm not concerned with making this the heaviest set I do. I am concerned with making sure that I can feel afterward as though I could not be any more pumped than the last one. Because in my mind, that's like, it's like if you think you'd be more full, or if you've ever been more pumped than you are at any given moment, in a way, I feel like that lift was maybe cut short just a touch. Now, I'm not saying you have to restart your lift from the beginning. It could be a sleep thing, could be a hydration thing, but overall, a sweet lift is pretty directly correlated with a sweet pump, and vice versa. So that's my plan here. All right. Oof. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's mess with the lights. Get a pose down going. Yeah, that was good. Okay, this looks a little bit more normal than it did before with just all the freaking, with just this one overhead light and then no kind of background. So this will be good. So what was that? 2 sets of Smith, 2 sets of pec deck, 2 sets of flat converging press, and then lastly a cable superset. So yeah, 7 working sets. That's definitely around the volume I'm aiming for. Yeah, I think this mirror I think this mirror might be doing some mirror magic. It's like, I feel like it's lengthening me more than normal. But on Wednesday, there will actually be some real like professional mirrors, because these ones are kind of flimsy. They have a little bit of a warp to it, I think, but it gets the gist across. So actually I tripped on this thing. But yeah, there we go. Let's see how we're looking. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. All right. Good chest day. Quick. I'm not sure if I did end up finishing it in 30 minutes like I thought I would, but definitely was not in here for too long. And if you're only doing one muscle group in the day, that's kind of what it should be like, you know? With something like legs, I don't mind being in here for quite a while. Same thing with arms a little bit, just because it's 2 total different muscle groups. But with chest and back, I mean, if you're only doing 7 total working sets, not including the warm-up, I mean, just do the math. A set might take a minute. You're resting, let's say even give you 3 minutes of rest, 4 minutes per set. Let's say you're even doing 10 sets. That'd be a 40-minute workout, you know? So if you look at it like that, let's say you had an 8-set chest day, and then you were in the gym for an hour and a half. I'm not saying you're wrong for taking that long, but I do think there's a certain benefit of faster paced lifts, because you almost just keep building up momentum set by set by set by set. Like if I were to take 20 minutes to chat in between Smith bench and pec deck, it would feel like I started the workout all over again from scratch. You know, not like completely, but to an extent, it sort of would. So just something to keep in mind, right? If you know somebody who's a little bit extra talkative, who's at your gym a lot of the times when you are, and you're kind of getting into it with them for at least, you know, maybe a little bit longer than you might like to, it's easy to put a pin in it. It's like, all right, give me 1 second, go do a working set, come back, right? Don't let anything interfere with your pump. And I can say that with 100% freaking certainty. But let's roll. All done.